In November 1932, the Australian Army rolled 2 machine guns into the outback and declared war on 20,000 emus. 10,000 bullets later, the Army went home in humiliation. The emus did not. This is the only war in recorded history won decisively by large, flightless birds. Welcome to You Are Cannon Fodder. I'm Stephen Winters, and today the fodder has feathered. To understand how this happened, rewind to Western Australia, 1932. The Great Depression has flattened wheat prices. The government had promised returning World War I veterans a good life if they took up farming in the dry, unforgiving wheat belt. So thousands of ex-soldiers were out there, broke, sunburnt, and losing money on every single acre. And then came the emus. Around 20,000 of them, migrating inland after breeding season, discovered that these struggling farms had kindly planted thousands of acres of delicious wheat and installed fresh water. The emus moved in. They ate the crops, they flattened the fences, and they let the rabbits in through the gaps. So the veterans, men who had survived actual trench warfare against the German Empire, now stood in their ruined fields, watching giant birds eat their futures. And they did what any desperate ex-soldier would do. They wrote to the army and they asked, politely, for machine guns. Astonishingly, the Minister for Defence said yes, reasoning the emus would make excellent target practice and a nice photo opportunity. Enter Major Gwynedd Purves Wyn Aubrey Meredith of the 7th Heavy Battery, Royal Australian Artillery. His strike force, himself, 2 soldiers, 2 Lewis machine guns, and 10,000 rounds of ammunition. The plan was simple: find emus, point guns, win. The emus had other plans. On November the 2nd, the men spotted about 50 birds, but they were out of range, so the farmers tried to herd them toward the guns. Instead, the flock did something no one in the Australian military had wargamed. It split into small, scattered groups and sprinted off at 40 kilometers an hour, zigzagging like it had read the manual. When the guns finally opened up, the emus simply scattered, and the birds that were hit seemed to just keep running. Days later, Meredith set up an ambush at a dam. 1,000 emus walked right into it. He opened fire, and the gun jammed after 12 kills. The rest wandered off. In desperation, he bolted a machine gun onto the back of a truck and gave chase. The truck could not catch the birds, and the ride was so violent the gunner couldn't hit a thing. A week in, thousands of rounds were gone. The confirmed body count was pitiful, and the emus were unmistakably winning. By December the 10th, Major Meredith was quietly recalled. His official report claimed 986 emus killed, using 9,860 rounds. That is almost exactly 10 bullets per bird, against an enemy that could not shoot back and mostly ran away. And even that number was considered generous. The Australian press had a field day. The headlines announced that the mighty Australian military had been comprehensively defeated by poultry. In Parliament, the whole affair was openly mocked. One member suggested that if any medals were to be awarded, they should go to the emus, who had, quote, won every round so far. And Major Meredith, to his eternal credit, delivered the single greatest after-action report in military history. Of the emus, he said, "If we had a military division with the bullet-carrying capacity of these birds, it would face any army in the world. They can face machine guns with the invulnerability of tanks." So the army withdrew, beaten by birds, and the emus went straight back to eating wheat. But here is the twist. The farmers eventually won. Not with soldiers, with paperwork. The government brought in a bounty system, paying farmers for each emu they culled themselves. And it worked far, far better than any machine gun ever did. As for the emus, they accidentally became legends. The Great Emu War is now taught, gleefully, in trivia nights and classrooms all over the world, as the time a modern industrial army lost a shooting war to a bird. And the working men who had been promised a good life, they got, instead, a punchline, which, on this channel, makes them exactly our kind of soldier. I'm Stephen Winters. Mind the emus.